So I woke up, I feel like every day I wake up, especially the past 3 days, but it feels like every day at this point. There's another spurg out from Alyssa. And again, as I always remind you guys, the epicenter of this drama always starts with Alyssa every single time. And this time is no different. Whereas now we have Alyssa Mercante, after sharing graphs of Hypnotic and 8-Bit Eric with their apparent quote unquote view counts with whatever tool she's using, that she now decided to wake up today and come at me. This is the person that is currently, let me remind you, suing me for harassing her. She decides to continue to perpetuate this attack against me, trying to prove her point that I'm harassing her. But the point is not proving that I'm harassing her. The point is proving that my channel is actually successful. This means literally nothing except after 6 or so years, my channel started picking up with attention. And then after 7 years, it started picking up even more, which is fairly typical with how channel growth works. No one just, well, maybe some people just wake up one day and their channel just blows up for some reason. But typically, this is the standard path for most all channels on YouTube, unless there's something different or like crazy about the channel. And she showed this graph, and I looked at it and I was like, okay, what am I looking at here? And she wrote special delivery with the doozy fingers, whatever. And so Smash JT's view counts 2018, when I started 2017, 2018, which this graph is completely broken because it's too condensed. So it makes it look like I had no growth from 2017 to 2024 when I had a ton of growth. But the problem is she condensed it to have the bars start at 100, 200, 300, 400, where growth on YouTube is typically exponential as you go. But if you pull the lens back, you would see a consistent stream upward of views with videos as the channel has gone on, because I've gotten better at what I do. I've gotten better at understanding what people want to know about. I've gotten better at connecting with the community and meeting other people and putting all this together. You don't wake up one day and have that all just happen. It takes a lot of time to get to where I am right now. Again, people like Alyssa do not understand this, which is why they fail, but still, it is what it is. So she showed this, and I'm like, okay, what does this? She said special delivery, like it's supposed to like be some sort of mic drop moment. I look at this and I'm like, yeah, okay. Gerard the Completionist, 2024, channel got its first major bump. And then I started talking about the N Kotaku campaign, got another bump. Started talking about Jason Schreier, Kotaku in general, other journalists. Alyssa Mercante was one of them. But on top of that, many of my best performing videos are BioWare, talking about the BioWare situations and the falling apart behind the scenes there. Sweet Baby Inc., Obsidian Entertainment with Avowed, and all the stuff that was going on behind the scenes there with the insiders contacting me. Tons of game studio layoffs, EA proper, everything that I've covered in the past year, or at least 6 months or so. And for some reason, she's trying to take credit for that. Like, that's all her? Huh? So what this is, again, Alyssa, lie by omission Mercante, knows that she's being disingenuous with this. So she puts this out there to her moron audience, and for them to lap it up like idiots, to be like, oh yeah, everything you've told us is all he does is make videos about you. And then you showed us this and that proves it. It's like, no, this is not all videos about her. These are videos about everything. What the hell does this even prove? What even is this? So I wrote, Alyssa, I've asked many times to leave me alone. You continue to attack me, sending your army of left-wing extremists after me on nearly a daily basis. Thanks to you doxing my family, we now live in constant fear. This hatred you spread is disgusting, abhorrent, and downright evil. I followed that up with saying, To address her research, 2024 is when I had enough of the BS from the professional games journalism and shifted my coverage from talking about games specifically, which, by the way, I know a lot of people joke like Smash JT doesn't play games. Guys, I did a YouTube channel strictly talking about video games for 7 years. Okay. So yes, and my channel was going nowhere with that, and I still love talking about that. But I was getting so sick of the direction that the game industry was going that I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use my platform to try to change it to the way I want it to be, back to what gamers want out of their games. How dare me to take a stand, use my platform, and say that? Wild. Uh, Specifically talking about the games industry on the whole. Weird. Almost as if that's also what people wanted to hear more about. Keep losing, you complete insane psychopath. I will have zero mercy in this lawsuit fallout against you after all you've done to me and my family. And Alyssa, just for emphasis, full camera here, I genuinely mean that. There is going to be hell to pay with this situation. There is going to be zero remorse, zero apologies, zero, oh, I don't want to go too hard on this situation. Nope. Nope. With the things you've done to me and my family, none of that's happening here. Anyways, also, reviewing the replies on this post, many of her ilk are excited to see my views go down, which is curious. Are we looking at the same chart? Because it looks fairly steady after such a leap, which again, the leap up here originally early to mid 2024, and then it stays constant. It didn't drop back down to nothing. It's still up there, which is actually really impressive. I've had a lot of people reach out to me over the past few months, patting me on the back like, damn, bro, you're crushing it. Keep up the great work. Everything you're doing is making a big impact out here. Love your stuff. It's awesome. So glad I ran into you, learned about you, all these other things. Amazing community support. And I'm not just like doing that to pat myself on the back. Like, these are things that have happened. But since we're talking about numbers and views, go ahead and slay with your 1K view videos per month, which is fairly accurate. But she's getting really mad at me apparently because my videos were getting over, some of them getting upwards of 400,000 views. And honestly, I look at this chart and I get a little bit frustrated because, I mean, I've been doing this for 8 years. I still don't have a video that has crossed over 500,000 views, which to me is wild because I've had a lot of videos do well. And then when the algorithm decides to just turn it off, it just stops like on a dime. It goes from getting like 30 to 50 to 100,000 views a day to like 8. And I'm not even exaggerating. But such is life with the algorithm. But I continued and I said, here's my 90-day chart for you to stuff up your extremely overly used dead baby Wii mote holder canal Hun. Cope. And this is my views over the past 90 days. So just in contrast of what she's trying to show, like a downfall of views, I figured the best way to show is I was going to show the 1 month where it just looks like it's just like my views are spiking. I'm like, no, let me pull it back to show that views go up and down. I don't want to just make it look disingenuous. I want to show the full picture, pull it back to give a full perspective of 90 days, which is basically when I stopped talking about her and just talking about what I want to talk about in the game industry, unless there's something crazy she does that I cover. But for the most part, it's just covering the games industry and transgressions of journalists or companies in the behind the scenes. And outside of the beginning of June, which crushed every creator and forced a lot of creators to rethink how they do things, my channel is basically right back up, if not better than what it was at the beginning of 90 days ago. So I don't know what point she's trying to prove right now. What is this? What is this supposed to say when you actually, because she doesn't have the data. She has a tool that scrapes data to try to prove to everyone that she knows what's going on. I go into my analytics, it shows me the actual stats. And I'm like, what the fuck is she on about? My channel's doing just fine. I'm very confused that she's like, oh, without me, you have nothing. I was like, no, I'm doing just fine without you. But sure as shit, I'm going to talk about you when you make an ass out of yourself, because that's what I do on this channel. I talk about people that do crazy shit, as you guys know. I don't harass people. I don't go after people. If someone does something that attacks me, comes at me, or ruins a game that I love, or injects ideology, or comes at kids, or tries to do something crazy, I'm going to use my platform and be like, hey, I have an issue with this. I'm going to talk about it. That's how I've been since I decided to start talking about that stuff. About, at this point, about a year ago. I'd say probably around the Gerard the Completionist stuff, maybe even a little bit before then. So, yeah, she needs to cope and seethe and realize that not just the views are doing just fine, but over the last 90 days, even though I've never had a video reach 1 million views in the 8 years I've done this, I am now averaging over 1 million views a month on this channel, on my main channel. I also have a Smash JT live channel that is growing exponentially and doing very, very well in its own right. And I could add that on here and show her that, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to keep going. I've made my point. I'm doing just fine. She can keep crying and complaining and suing me for her harassment or whatever the hell, stochastic terrorism. But at the end of the day, she's the one throwing daggers at everyone and trying to get some sort of reaction. So here you go, hun. Here's your reaction. Hope you enjoy it.